Hello people, it's the Secret Anime Fan here. Today's video is a video on Docu. Now I've already done a video on the Impel Down Blackbeard crew members and you might want to go check out that, as I'm kind of going to gloss over some things that I mentioned in that video. So let's get started. Oh, and of course there will be spoilers, but I'll try and keep them to a minimum where I can, but there will be spoilers. This video will cover his history, personality, power, abilities, and maybe a bit of discussion about some other things like Chopper vs Docu if you're interested in that. Now, we know little of Doku's past, but it has been stated that he's always been an ill fellow. I think he said he was born an ill child. We first see him in the Jaya arc. There's mention of Blackbeard's crew before the Jaya arc, but that was just them going and showing up to other islands like Drum Island and causing a bit of havoc. But he's first officially seen in the manga and anime in the Jaya arc. He's seen riding his horse called Stronger, which is funny as you see that on screen now, around a mock town with a bunch of apples in a basket, handing them out to people of Mock Town. This is where he bumps into Luffy and Zoro, having fallen off his horse. He asks for Zoro and Luffy's help back on the horse, and they oblige. He then offers Luffy an apple and as like a reward for helping him. And Luffy, being the glutton he is, happily takes the apple and eats it. Zoro was also offered, but he refused it and saying, "Why would you take a stranger off an apple?" Then off in the distance, an explosion goes off. You see, the apples in the basket were actually explosives for the most part, but lucky for Luffy, he chose the dud one, so it didn't explode. Doku notes that Luffy is a lucky man to choose a dud. You can kind of gauge or gauge or what kind of man Doku is just from this exchange. Unfortunately, this is actually like the main bulk of what we've seen of Doku so far, so it's a little disappointing, but we do see him and the rest of the Blackbeard pirates here and there over the rest of the series so far. He's seen on Banaro Island, where it's noted that the Straw Hats are not too far away, and Doku says something along the lines of, if fate wills that they will meet again, then they would certainly clash. Shortly after that, he is witness to a clash between quite a big pirate and his boss, Blackbeard, of course. He is seen again during Impel Down. Go check out my other video for more on that. But he does state yet again that Luffy is a lucky man. I suppose I have to state why, so spoiler incoming. He says that as Blackbeard was going to go after Luffy to capture him to become one of the 7 warlords of the sea, but Blackbeard kind of caught an even bigger fish, thus Luffy was lucky. He's seen yet again in Marineford arc attacking Whitebeard with the rest of his crew. Yet again, I'm being sparse on the details here on purpose, for those who haven't seen One Piece yet. Not soon after the Marineford arc, he and Blackbeard and the Blackbeard pirates are seen on a certain island, up to their old antics where they are seen bonding and bickering. They had actually managed yet again to capture another high-profile pirate, but they had to make a quick exit, and yet again, I'm going to leave the details sparse, but it's quite a funny exit. There's mention of Doku here and there after the time skip in some high-profile incidents with the Blackbeard pirates, and that's about it for his history. Not the most detailed history, I know, but he and the Blackbeard pirates really have been up to a lot. Go check it out if you haven't. Go watch the anime, go read the manga. Now, what's more exciting for you, or I hope it will be, is the next part. So that's his personality and ability segment. So let's move on to them. Let's get started with his personality traits, and what kind of guy he is. So, as you've just heard previously, he's quite the sadistic person, taking pleasure in passing out explosive apples. He also gives off like a weird vibe with his kind of sickly manner. He gives off this like kind of like down in the dumps kind of vibe, and that's why he takes pleasure in doing cruel things. He's often talking about fate and luck. Maybe he has some kind of like spiritual belief and it factors in his personality. It definitely gives off a dangerous vibe despite looking weak and feeble. And that's about it for his personality. Another short segment, I know. Now let's talk about his power and abilities. Despite looking like a weakling, Doku is without a doubt a formidable foe. For one, he's one of Blackbeard's 10 Titanic captains. He's actually the ninth captain of the 10 Titanic captains, and he has control of his own ship and obviously his own subordinates. And as far as I know, there's no real proof that the order of the Titanic captains has anything to do with who is stronger than the other. Actually, I can't find where it actually says that he is the ninth Titanic captain. In the manga, it just says there are 10 Titanic captains. I can't see anywhere where it says there's an order. But anyway, let's move on from that. It's also been noted that Blackbeard only recruits strong members. He actually denies one of a strong pirate from not joining his crew. I nearly gave away a big spoiler there, but I'll leave it at that as well. So Doku must have something up his sleeve for Blackbeard to recognize him as a crew member. He's shown to have quite the endurance as well, as he was able to take an attack from Sengoku's shockwave attack and Magellan's poison attack. And his physical strength can't be anything to scoff at either, as he's seen rowing the Blackbeard pirate's ship, which is basically a big raft with Jesus Burgess, who is basically the Blackbeard pirate crew strongman. He wields a scythe and he is pretty competent in using it. He's seen attacking Whitebeard with it, so he must be very skilled in that. A lot of the Blackbeard pirates use weapons. It's actually quite unique to see. Well, actually, not really, but in a way. Now, let's talk about his role in the Blackbeard Pirates. As you may have guessed, Doku is, well, the doctor of the Blackbeard Pirates. He is the one who went to treat Jesus Burgess' wounds that he suffered in the anime and manga. And he must be as skilled, I reckon, as Straw Hat's Pirates crew's Dr. Chopper. He's also most likely a skilled weapon maker. More not the chemical, explosive kind of weapons, not like crafting swords or anything like that. This is just my opinion, as he was using explosive apples. I have no doubt he will supply some interesting weapons in the future. He just kind of gives off that kind of vibe that he would do this kind of thing. And being a doctor, I reckon he can be good with chemicals and other things like that. Now, let's talk about his mind for a bit. I reckon Doku as well as Lafitte will be the brains of the bunch. There's also the sniper guy, I can't remember his name, who seems pretty smart as well. Then there's Shiru of the Rain, who kind of acts as the level-headed kind of guy in a sense, like the more rational guy who likes to plan ahead, even though he's quite a sadistic guy. So yeah, I reckon Lafitte will be best in the manager role and the info gathering. He's good at getting things done, gathering info. He would be an advisor to Blackbeard, giving Blackbeard info on what to do and so forth. And then Blackbeard will make his own mind up and how he wants to execute that. And then I reckon Doku might have better input in the more sinister sides of things, like how to execute tactics and how to beat people and other underhanded things. That's just my opinion. Now, Blackbeard, as I said, is Blackbeard, so who knows if he would listen to what Doku and Lafitte would say. And the Blackbeard crew have shown to take advantage of situations for their benefit, although a lot of the time it just doesn't end up well for them. So they've kind of got the brains, they don't execute it in the most consistent way. Although they always get what they want, they're just not very good at it, but they get the job done. So I suppose it works for them. Also, Shiru says you guys never think ahead during one of the arcs, further kind of reinforcing the nature of Blackbeard and his crew, or the OG crew. They'd only joined the crew recently, so maybe he was uninformed, but they have definitely grown as a crew during the One Piece story. Either way, Doku's mind, it will likely be a weapon in and of itself. Okay, before we end the video, let's talk about Chopper versus Doku, the likely matchup for the final clash between Straw Hat Pirates and the Blackbeard Pirates. This part will have spoilers for Chopper's moves. As it stands in the story right now, I would say that Doku probably has Chopper beat. He just seems more prestigious in a way, or maybe I should say he seems more experienced than Chopper at the moment. He will most likely have Chopper beat in Chopper's base form, and most likely in his other forms except Chopper's monster point. But Chopper's other forms, or points as they're called, will definitely play a factor. Here's how I have it played out in my head. They clash, Dokkyu has the clear upper hand, then Chopper kind of cycles through his other forms and kind of levels the playing field. Then it comes down to like a tactical battle. You know how I said Dokkyu is likely a tactician? Well, Chopper kind of is too. For one, he had his brain point early on in the series, which kind of let him analyze the situation to find like opponent's weakness. That's kind of been scrapped now. Chopper just kind of has this tactical awareness, I guess you could say. The two will kind of reach a stalemate in this tactical battle, and maybe it will tip slightly in Dokkyu's favour, and then Chopper will pull out monster point form, eventually beating Dokkyu, and I can't wait to see that, to be honest. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check out my channel for more anime and manga content, such as One Piece, My Hero Academia, The Promised Neverland, and Dragon Ball, and I do the odd Dokkan battle videos as well. Please like and subscribe, and see ya.